Hello and welcome back to my channel once more for another unboxing. This is the place where I review all my new pickups and talk about all things sneakers and streetwear generally. So yeah, before we get into the box fit of the day, as I always do, so here I have on the not the Turbo Greens, the Hyper Royals from I think 2021, somewhere around there. It's all a blur now. And then I have on a clay coloured pair of cargo pants from Koala Tee, one of my favourite brands out in Canada. I really like that clay and blue combo. And then this is the Cement 021 Essentials tee. So yeah, that's the fit. Let's get into this box. So as I'm opening this, this pair is something I've actually been looking forward to, and I think many other sneakerheads have been looking forward to for potentially, I don't know, 20 years. Long time. Let me get into it. Not leaving anything to the imagination. Let's get straight in. And you can see here the Jumpman with the flight. So this is a Jordan 4 box. You can see from the speckle, the cement speckle at the bottom. So on first inspection, this is the bigger Jordan 4 box, which we saw with the 2020, 2021, somewhere around there, Fire Reds that they redid for the first time with the Nike Air on the back. You can probably guess what these are now. Same box, which is like only to the anal retentives amongst us like me, who like notices the thickness of the card and silly things like that, that this I guess is like an OG remastered style that they're going for. We saw the same also I think with the Fire Red 3s. The box was like slightly bigger. But yeah, enough lollygagging. So Air Jordan 4 Retro Off-White Military Blue. So there were loads of talk on the I think it was the Sneakers app listing came up as industrial blue. It says on here military blue, so who knows. And I went TTS US 12, as you can see. So I'm going to get into them. We did not come here to see a box. Just going to take them out. We are going to make a couple of comparisons in this video. So I will just kind of push this off to the side. So on my first reaction, I can smell the glue from here. Wow, that's strong. I don't think I've ever smelt a Jordan 4 this strong in terms of like that factory glue. Wow, that's strong. Okay, on both sides as well. So I hit, I'll put up the shock drop purchased up here so you can see I hit on the shock drop, should say purchased on there. And these arrived, I think it was a little bit too late yesterday to really make a review, so I kind of waited for today. But yeah, and then here they are. So I'll just kind of run through, put this down. So first off, you see the old school hang tag, again with the plastic. They're not doing the metal chain anymore. It's like this plastic thing, probably cheaper. You do have the paper insert. And then the rest of it is like, if you've never seen a military blue 4 before, then this will be interesting. If you're like me and you've owned a pair since 2012, kind of boring, but I'll run through. So one of the 4 OG colors, if I can find an image of all of them, I'll pop it up there, the military blue. And one of the, I think the big differentials is this gray suede. So it's a leather shoe, and then you get the grey suede on the front. Typical kind of color blocking with the waffles at the end of these wings, the back tab, the lining, the Jumpman, and then this midsole here, and then touches on the outsole too. So I'm going to put a few images up here as well on the color. So again, lots of people with lots of thoughts and comments online that I've seen about this blue not really being military blue. So image here, should be showing the 89, so the OG, and then 06 and 12, which were the two renditions that they've done since. Both had Jumpman on the back, as you can see, no Jumpman here. And they both had a blue, which was actually not military blue at all. It's really, really light in comparison. I was speaking to a guy on a Facebook group recently, and like we were agreeing about the fact that people get in their feelings about JB changing things, and actually a lot of the time they change it back to what it was supposed to be, and it had just gotten wrong over years. So here you can see it was this deeper, darker blue, and then it changed to the much lighter blue, and now they've changed it back to the proper blue, and people are getting annoyed. With the Fire Red 4, or with Fire Red 3s, I will not be able to find the picture because it was years ago, but they're not supposed to have that black on black elephant print, which we saw in, I don't know, I can't remember which years it was, but early 2000s probably, and then 2013, they had this black on black, and people just assumed that that's how it had been forever. They retroed them back in the 2020s with a better shape and everything else, and gave the proper elephant print, and people complained. So whenever I see people complaining, I do my best to set the record straight, but it's a thankless job and almost impossible. So that is the picture of the 4 that we've just kind of run through. I'm gonna also put a few pictures in and around of my 2 pairs because I do own the 2012. But what I'm gonna first do is just get them out. So if I'm gonna take the left of the 2012s. And then set this down. So there's a bit of tomfoolery here, playing around with stuff. So get that out of the way. So the most obvious and striking difference is the back. So I'll just supplement this, maybe just move these off to the side a bit, supplement this with some better B-roll. There you can see the Nike Air versus the Jumpman, and then the much darker, deeper versus the lighter blue. It's also really apparent on the midsoles. Here you can see that difference. Even down to the grey, this is a much like ashier grey, much lighter ashier grey, and then this is slightly deeper in colour. And that neither of them are super like punchy greys, like a charcoal grey, but there's a definite difference. What else? Oh, and also here, this was an era in 2012 where the lining of the net of the mesh here and then the lining of the waffle were completely off. So you can see here that this grey kind of completely goes across the net, and then here, actually that's a, no, they are about the same colour. It's not straight, but it's much straighter on this 2024 pair. Much straighter against the netting. So yeah, you have that, and then the outsole again, the Nike Air versus the Jumpman. You can see I've worn my 2012s quite a few times. I think the biggest difference and the biggest improvement that we've seen on recent 4s is the rolled back tongue that we get here. This one ends up looking really square and janky, and also has the blue, and I just don't like the material that they used to use here. I feel like this just looks much better. Yeah, I think this is a great pair, and you'll see that later in the review. So now what I am going to do this properly and make sure they're all right foots. And what we're going to do is go through the 4 OGs. Now that JB has done this properly, it gives me a chance. Oh, so when the Fire Red came out, it was only a couple of years ago, they gave us the little metal tag, or the metal chain on the tag, and now they've kind of cheaped out on us again. It's one thing that is consistent about JB is that they're not consistent about anything. So I think these are 2021, but I might be mistaken. I can obviously look that up. And that is the 2016 white cement. Might just be slightly outshot. My favourite 4 of all time. And then the 2019 red, which I think is a lot of people's favorite for. I've said it a million times on the channel, I'm not a huge all black shoe fan. Just don't find they go with fits as well, but I understand the heritage and whatnot of the shoe, so I totally get why people say that. And then here you have the 4 parts of the What the 4 that came out in, I don't know, 2019, 2020. And the shot I've been waiting for, which is that. So you can see all of them done in that 89 Nike Air style, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I have to say I'm super pleased with this pair. I think they've done a really good job here. Yeah, what I'll do is, as I said, I'll start doing is a rating out of 10. So I think for me, outside of collabs, which are coming up, there's a few, like I really like, having what I said about this black, I really like the early views of the Armanier Jordan 3, the black version. I think they look awesome. The Nina Chanel 3s also look amazing. So I may take this back at the end of the year, but so far this has got to be my shoe of the year. I've waited for this for years and years and years. I would say this is a solid 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, you can call that whatever you want, and it's probably a lot to do with the fact that it was an OG, or is an OG, and it's like a collector's piece, but still, it makes me super happy to have this in the rotation. I am almost certainly going to sell that 2012 pair. I don't need 2 pairs, and I'm never going to wear them. I stopped wearing them when the rumors of these started, so I could maintain a bit more value and hopefully get the at least retail back for these. So yeah, that's it, really it. From just trying to think if there was anything else I was planning to talk through. We've gone through the colors and the blues, which I've shared, the overall kind of run through of it, and then the 4 OGs. Yeah, I'll put these in my favorite order. It's probably blasphemy to most people, but for me, the white cement is just number 1. They're beautiful. Again, it's janky tongue, so I do really want them to re-retro this. Probably military blue, probably second. After that, has the new tongue. Fire red, probably third after that. Just find white shoes much easier to wear. And then the 4th being that bread or the black cement. Although this is probably my favorite black shoe, I would say, but probably my 25th, 30th favorite shoe overall. So yeah, that's the rundown. Another list that I've really enjoyed making. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. That's it from me. Over and out.